Are you surviving success? What does that mean? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, it's Andy. Mindset matters more. And today we're going to be talking about surviving success. Now, what the hell does that mean? I mean, you're successful. Doesn't that mean you've won? Doesn't that mean that everything is hunky-dory and peachy keen? Well, yes and no. So on the one hand, yes, you can find a lot of abundance and success, whether it's money, love, health, whatever it is. Yes, you can find ways to be successful in those areas. But if it's not aligned to what you truly want out of your life, then you can probably be feeling like you're dying every single second. And here's the thing, is that a lot of times we believe that we live a life that is picturesque. On the outside, we got the husband, wife, we got the 2.3 kids, we got the job paying some good money, we got the home, we got the cars, we got everything, we take vacations, and everything looks freaking perfect on the outside. And everybody would be like, wow, I would kill to be in your shoes. But inside, you're like, man, I fucking hate my life. There's something missing. There's something wrong with this picture. And there's a sense of guilt because you feel like, man, I should be appreciating everything that I have. And we'll get to that in a second. But on the other hand, it's like you're not doing what your soul is calling you to do. Maybe you're living up to expectations that your family put on you. Maybe you're living up to, keeping up with the Joneses and buying the cars and getting into more debt because everybody around you has the nicest car, or, you live in an area because that's where all the money is to be made. And really, you're just like, man, I would really rather just live on a farm and drive a tractor and, live a humble life. Or maybe you live the humble life and you're like, I want to move to the big city and I want to go do big things with myself. It can go both ways. So it's not just about giving up the success, quote unquote, of what you think it's supposed to look like. And one of the things that I have learned over my entire career is that I became a rocket scientist because I was afraid of not having enough food in the house. I had an instance where I could not feed my daughter and I had to call upon friends to come help me. And I was like, I'm never going to do that again. And so the picture that I had of what success looked like, my family was doctor, lawyer, or engineer, and my brain is built to be an engineer. So that's the direction I headed in because that's what I thought I needed to do. And in some part, yes, I had to do that. I had to get myself out of that poverty, and I didn't trust that I could do it any other way. I saw a path and I took it. But it wasn't really what I wanted or who I was. If you've known me at all, you know that I have started so many businesses trying to be an entrepreneur my entire life. And so I just shot down this way because I was like, you know what, I need to make sure that my daughter is okay. So I sacrificed what I wanted. I sacrificed what I needed to do to align my soul so that I could have the safety of financial security for my daughter. And I had to live that. The experience was beautiful and perfect in the way that it was. But every single day I felt like, man, is this all there is? Is that all that I can do? This is miserable. And I coped with drinking, drugs, boyfriends, traveling, spending money, expensive cars, expensive homes. I spent it all thinking that I'm going to spend it all and get all this external stuff to line up so that it could fit me. And I felt like I was just surviving success. And it wasn't until recently that I realized, holy crap, I'm not supposed to be living this life. And so I shifted. I became a life coach. And for the past 5 years, that's what I've been doing, coaching women in health and wellness and fitness, in money, in life, in spirituality. I've been helping women to shift their reality because they don't have to live in a certain way anymore. And the fear of what change means, it comes a lot. There's a lot to unpack, right? Because it's not just, oh, I need to make money and look good. It's, okay, what does a life being happy actually look like? And it's not just happy for a moment. It's not just happy, when it's your birthday or, it's a holiday or, what does waking up in peace look like? Living your day in peace and resting your head at the end of the night in peace, knowing that every single thing that you did was because you wanted to do it and you were happy doing it. Not in the belligerent, well, I don't want to do anything, so I'm just going to sit on the couch, because you still got to move and you still got to do things, right? But at the same point, maybe your calling is to be like a movie critic, so you get to sit down all day and watch TV and, critique these things. Maybe that is your calling. I don't fucking know. But if it's not for a purpose, then are you really living life? I keep coming back to these song lyrics, and I'm probably going to butcher it, but it says, everybody dies, but not everybody lives. And I'm pretty sure it was Drake. Pretty sure. But I feel like, we're only given one opportunity to actually live our life. And we're spending it, living it, to make other people proud of us, to make other people feel like we are successful, to make other people feel like we've won the game, right? But what about us? This is our life. And don't you want to see what that looks like? Don't you want to see what being happy actually looks like? Getting out of your own way, getting out of your own head, stopping the cycle and the pattern of behaviors that make you feel like crap. Don't you want that? I know I do. All right, guys, that's it for me today. I just wanted to share that beautiful insight about, surviving success. Because yes, and actually, JK, we were going to talk about gratitude. Because yes, we should feel gratitude for what we have. But it's okay to want something else. It's okay to look over the fence and say, oh yeah, there is another way. Let me start moving my reality in that direction. That doesn't disregard all the hard work that you've done. Like my career as an engineer was not in vain. It taught me so many things. It gave me the opportunity to give a life for my daughter that she wouldn't have gotten otherwise. If I would have stayed, I don't know, but, if I would have stayed the course that I was on, being the bum that I was, but I got to give her a good life. I got to give myself a good life. I got to see what a good life means. So, yeah, I appreciated it. I appreciate it still. And yet, you can still shift your reality. Being grateful for something doesn't mean that you are going to stay stuck there forever. It doesn't mean that you are going to be complacent. It doesn't mean that you are going to be, staying where you are. Not at the same weight, not at the same financial level, not at the same health level, not at the same love level. Like all of that will elevate, yes, when you appreciate what you have. But you can still want more. And I think that's the beautiful thing about life, right? Is that, appreciating it just gets you more. Appreciating something just fills your life with more love, more kindness, more money, more health, more wealth, more everything. It doesn't keep you stagnant. So, what do you guys think? Let me know. Are you surviving success? Are you miserable, but on the outside feel like, man, I have everything, but this ain't it? Let me know. Okay? Love you guys. Bye.